Behind the ordinary objects which surround us in our day-to-day lives lies something extraordinary. Incredible stories of ingenious solutions to problems most of us never knew existed. So what mysteries are concealed in everyday things we take for granted? Recycling, plasma TVs, fireworks, railway tracks, and ink cartridges. 5 ordinary things, 5 extraordinary stories, now revealed as we go behind the scenes, inside the machines to find out, how do they do it? Ever wondered what happens to old aeroplanes? Bizarre as it may seem, they're turned into mobile phones. That's right, a chunk of these massive old warplanes will soon be a designer slimline cell phone gently vibrating in someone's coat pocket. So how do they do it? Welcome to the Davis-Monthan Air Force Base near Tucson, Arizona. Davis-Monthan is a jet plane junkyard for the US Air Force. At Davis, you can find hundreds of old warplanes from F-4 Phantoms to B-52 bombers, all quietly broiling in the desert sun. This is where old planes come to die. But it's also where they get resurrected into something new. The Lockheed C-141 Starlifter is a troop and supply carrier, once the pride of the Air Mobility Command. After more than 40 years of military service, the Starlifter looks like a tired old warhorse. But to salvage worker Ramon Martinez, the old Starlifter has just what you need to make new high-tech mobile phones. Tons of metal sheeting, miles of wiring, thousands of electrical components. Martinez has already removed much of the plane's interior. All that remains is the shell. In one piece, it's too big for the recycling machine. But Martinez is about to fix that. With Martinez at the controls, a massive excavator comes to life. It's a machine that's normally used to erect buildings and bridges. But today, it's a plane killer. Like a voracious beast, the cat advances on the Starlifter. What follows is not for the faint-hearted. First, Martinez rips off the pods that held the engines. Then, he hacks off the wings, one by one. After that, the relentless jaws of the cat close upon the tail section. Finally comes the fatal blow. Like a predator tearing at its prey, the cat rips out the innards of the stricken Starlifter. It's not pretty. To some, it might seem gruesome, but it's effective. In just 40 minutes, no section of the plane remains unscathed. What's left are not exactly bite-sized chunks, but they're small enough to be carried to the next stage in the plane's transformation. Half a mile away, the Starlifter faces more chomping from more metal mashers. But there's still nothing here that looks like it could be turned into a mobile phone. Time to pay a visit to the Hammerhead Mill. This is an old aeroplane's worst nightmare, where a B-52 finally meets its match. Bits of plane are fed into a rolling mill. Steel spikes mash them up into unrecognizably small pieces. And this is what's left. Thousands of small scraps on a conveyor. But now comes the tricky bit. There are all kinds of components here, made of steel, aluminium, even plastic. Somehow it needs sorting through. And this is how they do it. At the end of the conveyor, a powerful magnet literally sucks iron and steel into a separate hopper, allowing aluminium and plastic to drop directly onto a second conveyor. A manual trawl for unwanted items, another round of grinding and mashing, and what you're left with is the stuff mobile phone circuit boards are made of. It seems hard to believe that redundant bombers and jet fighters find a new life inside your coat pocket. But they're not just in your phone. Believe it or not, the inside of your TV or computer or car radio is just as likely to be made up of old military hardware. 5 ordinary objects, 5 extraordinary stories. Coming up, these new TVs create amazing pictures on a wafer-thin screen. But did you know they work using a kind of cosmic gas? The secret behind plasma TVs. Next, on How Do They Do It? We live in an age defined by TV. It entertains us, it informs us, it is our window onto the world. But a revolution is transforming television. Not what's on it, but what's in it. Welcome to the Plasma TV. To make plasma television super thin, you need to harness a fundamental cosmic force. The glass screen is filled with gas, but not just any gas. It's the gas that makes the northern lights flicker in the upper reaches of the Earth's atmosphere. It's the gas that lights the sky with lightning rods hotter than the surface of the sun, and it's called plasma. It's the weird substance behind these natural wonders which is the secret ingredient in ultra-thin TVs. So, how do they do it? It's a rainy day in Miyazaki, South Japan. In this factory, Hitachi make 500,000 plasma TVs every year. This may look like a normal television screen, but look closer and you'll see not one but 2 glass plates clamped together. It's what happens in between that is the secret to the production of the ultra-thin plasma television. Between the plates lies a matrix of 1 million individual and minute cells, each one a fraction of an inch